The opening scene shows a man named Milo Stanfield, who has autism spectrum disorder, standing on a street in New Jersey and watching a woman in a nearby flower shop. He is also doing complex calculations in his head, tracking the timing of events around him: a passenger bus approaching, a pothole full of water, a street artist, and a speeding cyclist. Milo then calmly crosses the street and carefully places a ballpoint pen on top of a mailbox next to the pothole. Moments later, his planned chain reaction unfolds. A taxi hits the pothole, splashing water onto the pen and knocking it to the ground. The falling pen catches the street artist's attention, and as he bends to pick it up, the speeding cyclist slams into him. The impact sends the artist crashing into the mailbox and then into a nearby fruit stand. Chaos erupts on the street, distracting everyone, including the bus driver. Because of this, the driver doesn't see the traffic light turn red and hits the woman as she crosses the road, killing her instantly. Milo calmly confirms that everything went exactly as he predicted, then walks away. The story then shifts to FBI Special Agent Olivia Dunham, who works in the Fringe Division of Homeland Security, dealing with paranormal and fringe science cases. She is returning to duty after a long break caused by a serious head injury. When she enters Fringe headquarters, she is greeted by her colleague Charlie, the team's supervisor. Meanwhile, the agency's chief, Walter Nate Bishop, is speaking with Philip Broyles, one of the senior staff, about Olivia's return. Philip says that the woman returning is actually a doppelganger called Olivia and worries about integrating an imposter into their team. It's revealed that the Olivia inside the office is not the real one. She is an imposter brought in to replace the original. Walter Nate explains his reason for keeping Olivia in this universe and implanting the real Olivia's memories into her. He believes Olivia is the only one who can cross between universes safely and wants to understand how she does it. To achieve this, he insists they must make her fully believe she belongs in this universe. When Philip asks what happens if the implanted identity fails, Walter Nate coldly replies that she won't be needed anymore. Later, Charlie briefs the team on a seemingly random bus accident, one of two similar incidents that week, each with a dead victim. He warns everyone to be careful before heading to the shaken and insists he has never before. He checks for environmental anomalies but finds nothing unusual, though he does notice a ballpoint pen at the scene. After talking to witnesses, Olivia tells him that a local street artist bent to pick up that pen, then collided with a cyclist and fell into a fruit stand. Lee concludes the pen was the starting element in a carefully arranged chain of events that led to the woman's death. The next day at Fringe headquarters, Agent Lee and Charlie look for links between the two bus accidents. Lee spots the same kind of pen in crime scene photos from the first incident, which convinces him that someone is deliberately engineering these events. They consult Astrid, a mathematician working with the Fringe team, and describe what happened. She insists no human could plan and execute such a complex chain of events twice in a row. While they argue, news comes in of yet another similar bus incident. The agents rush to the new site and find that, this time, the victims are still alive. Witnesses say a dog suddenly ran into the road, causing the bus driver to lose control. Olivia then sees a familiar ballpoint pen rolling on the ground and realizes the chain reaction isn't finished. Looking up, she spots Milo watching from an overhead bridge. Moments later, a man wearing earbuds calmly steps into the street and is hit by an ambulance. Now sure that Milo is behind everything, Olivia alerts her team and sprints toward him. Milo quickly calculates a new sequence of events and throws a bicycle off the bridge, forcing a bus to swerve and pass directly beneath him. Olivia reaches him and aims her gun, ordering him to surrender, but Milo jumps down onto the bus roof and escapes. Afterward, Milo returns home, where his sister Madeline is extremely worried. She says the hospital has been calling non-stop, but he ignores her concerns. She begs him to turn himself in, telling him he has gone too far. Milo calmly predicts her words and finishes her sentences, shutting her down. She pulls out a small plastic toy horse, a keepsake from their mother, which unsettles him. He brushes it off as irrelevant and walks away. Elsewhere, Agent Lee goes to the hospital for his routine skin check. Before entering the burn chamber, he tells Olivia to focus on finding common factors among the three victims. Following his advice, Olivia returns to headquarters and interviews witnesses linked to each accident. After some time, she notices all three victims share a connection to the same medical center, either directly or through someone close to them. She informs Charlie, and they immediately head to that center to investigate. When they arrive, Olivia notices one group of patients using the same model of ballpoint pen because they struggle with digital devices. They meet Dr. Levin, the chief doctor, who recognizes all three bus victims. He explains that the center runs experimental treatments to boost the intelligence of mentally challenged patients. He shows them video footage of these patients, and Olivia spots Milo. When she asks about him, Dr. Levin says Milo was one of their test subjects. The treatment dramatically increased his IQ. Milo was later released under Madeline's supervision and was meant to return for a procedure to reverse the experiment. Now, however, he is avoiding them and killing anyone who tries to regain control over him. Armed with this information, the FBI decides to visit Madeline. Unseen by them, Milo is already watching Olivia, tracking her habits and predicting her movements in detail. Charlie and Olivia arrive at Milo's home, where Madeline lets them in. They ask where Milo is, but she claims she doesn't know. Sensing she's hiding something, they explain the serious nature of his crimes and how dangerous it is to let him roam free. While Charlie checks Milo's room, Olivia speaks to Madeline about her own late sister, describing how they once took care of each other. This personal story softens Madeline and earns her trust. Madeline then reveals Milo's ability to predict the outcomes of countless events with astonishing precision and says she can break his focus only by showing him the toy horse. Olivia gently presses her, stressing that they want to protect innocent people as well as Milo. Madeline finally gives her a note with the location of the hotel where Milo is currently staying. Back at headquarters, Olivia and Charlie plan Milo's capture with Astrid, but quickly realize that any detailed strategy could fail because Milo can anticipate their moves. They decide the best option is to go straight to his hotel with minimal planning and no backup, reducing the variables he can predict. At the hotel, Milo stands at his window, running through possible future scenarios in his head. He calculates that Olivia and Charlie will arrive, chase him, and that he can kill Olivia by luring her through a marked thin air zone at a construction site, where she will suffocate and be crushed by falling cement bricks. Soon, Olivia and Charlie arrive and spot Milo outside. He runs toward the construction site, and they follow. Olivia, who doesn't understand the warning signs posted for the low oxygen zone, runs straight through without stopping to put on a respirator, completely breaking Milo's assumptions. She also dodges the falling cement bricks that he had counted on to kill her. His perfect calculations fail, and, stunned, Milo is captured. Olivia nearly passes out from lack of oxygen, but Charlie reaches her just in time and puts a breathing mask on her. Later, when he asks why she ignored the warning signs, Olivia replies that she simply didn't recognize what they meant. Later, Olivia brings Madeline to the hospital, where Milo is now interacting with a massive supercomputer. According to the doctors, the IQ-enhancing drug has been in his brain too long, making it impossible to safely reverse. His intelligence has advanced so far that only machines can process his thoughts. Heartbroken, Madeline enters the room and leaves the toy horse for her brother. That evening, Olivia is at home when she suddenly sees a vision of Peter, her boyfriend from the other universe. He tells her she doesn't belong in this world. To prove it, he reminds her that her ignorance of this universe's warning signs is what saved her life. If she'd understood them, she would have stopped, put on the respirator, and died exactly as Milo predicted. Peter urges her to remember who she really is and recover her true memories. He kisses her and then vanishes.